I know, most of you guys, all of you guys, I will probably assume, maybe I shouldn't assume, had relationships before, engagements before, not engagements like married, but like engagements before and things of that nature. Do you feel like
this guy said
this is a steep assumption here. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
Let's go ahead and get the question out. Come on now.
Get up. Look at me trying to filter myself.
We were pure and chaste.
Oh, okay. So how much do you feel like, do you guys feel like your past relationships before you met your wife had any bearing on you being like, okay, now that I've met her, like, do you feel like they almost shaped you for what you were looking for, or they were just kind of indifferent? Let's start with Rodney. What do you think?
Well, I guess, for me, because I was so young when I met her and we were kind of like in and out of it, it was a weird quasi type thing. I think more than anything, I think knowing her, I think it really shaped the way that I looked at relationships more than anything, I guess, if that makes sense. And so I guess because I knew her for so long and because we kind of grew up together in some ways, she was in some ways all that I knew, even though, we, both dated other people, kind of along the way before we, really, solidified things. During that process, it was very difficult, to really look at anything else because it was like, the chase is kind of already over. So why am I wasting time here? And so for me, the only things that I really had to compare it to was high school stuff. High school, is high school. You don't know what you're doing. You're playing or so y'all just know what we used to do in high school. So,
I don't really know what I used to do in high school. I don't. Go ahead, Rodney. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Don't even stay quiet.
No, that's right. Go ahead.
Don't even stay quiet.
Pass the question up to the next gentleman.
But no, for me, there was really nothing that I could really compare it to because for me, it was like once I met her, I kind of felt like the search was over, and so there was just nothing else that I had ever experienced really that was really on that level. And like when I'm saying that, I'm just saying from the whole package of friendship and the ambition and just she was whole package. So there was nothing to compare it to.
Okay, but I hear what you're saying about having it. There was nothing to compare it to, but you just said like she was different from anything you met before. So that makes me feel like, you're like, oh, I know who I ran into before, and she's the next level. Allie?
Yeah, so gotta make sure that I speak properly here. No, I'm just teasing.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there, Allie. And y'all trying to speak properly, okay? Don't be trying to speak too properly up in here because
I feel like I'm at liberty. My wife knows me. We've been in this thing 10 years. She really asked me from the jump, like, just let me know what the dirt is, so that way I don't want to be walking randomly on the street and like looking somebody dead in their face and like second guessing or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that is. John's all laughing. Oh my gosh. Now, did those situations prior help in my or help kind of carve out, if I understand what you're asking, like who I'm looking for? Yeah, I don't think they necessarily helped. Why? Because in a way, like Rodney said, you're young and you're dumb, so you just kind of like you're just in a way you're kind of wilding out, and so there was never a comparison, if you want to call it that. It was more like, hey, these are my objectives, and so is this person meeting the objectives, or am I meeting my objectives when I'm with her? And so I think that's probably more what it was. Yeah.
Okay. All right. John?
For me, each relationship prior to my wife, for us getting together, each relationship helped me get to know myself better.
Nice.
So I was able to kind of level up with every experience, right? There was this thing I didn't like about myself during this relationship, so I don't want to repeat that. And so with each experience, I just get better and better and better. And when I say better, that just means closer to what I believe my best version of myself is.